Actually fight Duo?
We did fight Duo. Here we are with more of the Megamans.
Ludwig.
With the weird sped up like voice lines when you select a stage.
Yeah. Still don't know what's going on with that.
I'm trying to decide if this is my favorite song in the game or if Search Man still is. Hooray!
Ba-ba. Since when does Megaman have a spread buster?
Since I bought it. Because it's the best buster upgrade in the game.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Kills Sniper Joes in one shot.
Huh.
And basically just about everything else.
Yeah, you're right. That is the best buster upgrade in the game.
It almost makes things too easy. But that's fine.
In my case, it would make it playable.
Mega Man 8 is kind of regarded as like one of the easier Mega Mans, which is fine. It's still my favorite. I don't care if that gets put under the fandom heresy trope. That's fine.
I just suck at the classic games.
It's not my problem that everybody else has shitty taste. Or cannot get the taste of Mega Man 2's dick out of their mouth.
I'll give you that.
Not even an Infinite could do that. And we all saw how that ultimately worked out, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got a game of, well, substandard quality, really. It's not that Mighty Number 9 was totally unplayable.
It was just really, really, really aggressively mediocre.
Pretty much.
I still credit it for having good ideas, but the execution was really lacking. And they tried to port it to every console in existence, and it just suffered for it. The stage design was uninspired, and the enemy placement was kind of bullshit.
Art design was kind of,
The art design was fine, but the actual graphical design in game sucked. Because, again, they were trying to make it playable on absolutely every device they possibly could.
Didn't really have much in the way of, like, shading. Or lighting, rather.
Yeah, it looked bad.
It looked bad and it should feel bad.
So if they had picked a platform and played to that platform's strengths, then it would have looked a lot better.
I mean, granted, they probably could have made it for, like... Like, did they? Yeah, they did make it. Did they make it for the 360?
I think?
I mean, just sticking with stuff that can do, you know, Unreal Engine at the time would have been fine. Hooray! More bolts. I was gonna say, they definitely did do the PS3 version, seeing as how that's the free game, one of the free games this month. So I guess if you really want a free copy of Mighty Number 9 and you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, feel free to go get it. Although by the time this video goes up, it's probably gonna be too late.
Probably.
So maybe disregard that advice, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, not that you're missing anything, really.
Perhaps we'll get a sequel and it'll be fine.
Speaking of really mediocre games, I've kind of been wanting to pick up Sonic Forces, but I have not yet had the disposable income to do so.
Suppose you could, if you really wanted to play a game with Beck in it, you could always buy, what is it? Mighty Gunvolt Burst?
Yeah, that.
Out now on, well, I guess, downloadable platforms.
Um,
There was a rainbow there.
That was the second gayest thing I've seen all day.
Alfred is already dead. He wasn't on screen. Well, part of him was. Yeah, sure, I'll just keep jumping into that shit.
This thing is kicking your ass, man.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, it's a pretty even game. Anyway, we'll do that again. Shit, what was I saying?
Something about Mighty Gunvolt Burst?
Yeah, it was like, what? It was like $10, I think. 15 if you want to buy the DLC with more playable characters.
I would, but I really don't like Gunvolt all that much.
I mean, Mighty Gunvolt doesn't really play like Gunvolt. It plays more like a regular Megaman game.
Well, yeah, it plays like a classic Mega Man game, and I don't really like those much either.
So if you want to, you can spend an additional $5 and you can play as Copen and Ray and I don't know who else. Somebody from Galgun.
Oh, right.
I don't know, I don't play that loli mo nonsense. Sorry, Moe. Mo is something completely different. Sure, we'll go with that. You did it, you got the thing. Somehow dangerous. It's probably more of the impact of being hit by it rather than the water part.
A big enough water balloon can crush anything.
I suppose unless you're the fire element guy, then the water part is also a little bit on the rough side.
Yeah.
Shit, now that I think about it, like, there's not really anything coming out anytime soon now. Kind of like that lull period.
They give you a chance to catch up on your backlog.
Which is fine.
What is this bullshit?
I don't know.
This reminds me of something.
Is it Burner Man stage and Rockman and Forte?
I mean, it could be. Granted, I don't remember Rockman and Forte very well.
What does it remind you of?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
The myriad of other stages that take place in ancient tombs?
More specifically, I was thinking about the spike mechanisms.
Wait, which mechanisms?
With the rising spikes.
Oh. The spiky rolling pins?
Yeah, I can't figure out what I'm thinking of. There was something in one of the PlayStation X games that was similar, I think.
Probably. What that was, I can't remember either. Damn it. Magnets. How the fuck do they work? We just don't know. Fucking miracles. And that's why the Arrow Buster is better. You want to kill like 3 things at once, you can do it. Oh no, slightly dark.
It's better than the usual bullshit they pull with this stuff.
I was just guessing. Got it in one go. Also, guess who wasn't paying attention to the little plaques in the background about what weapon I was supposed to be using? If your answer was me, then you are correct. I had that moment like, use the ice thing. It didn't work, whatever. And then, well, we learn our lesson. For the first time, but not for the last time.
Smooth move.
You really don't need the flash bomb for that other one, though. Unless you're, like, literally blind. You're gonna be able to see the rest of the platform.
Yeah, this whole thing reminds me of a bit in ZX Advent, where you're doing something similar to open a bunch of doors you need to get through to progress.
I mean, the water would also probably work, but... Nope, you beefed it, Alex. And then you learned your lesson for the second time.
Will there be a third time?
No. You actually have to shoot it, like, when everything is down, so you can actually slide through. And the ice wave will keep going. I'm good at video games, I swear. Like that.
Yeah, that worked a lot better.
Because that thing just keeps fucking going.
It's like Storm Tornado.
You can always make that a gag in TOS, like right out of nowhere somebody gets hit by Storm Tornado or Ice Wave. Who's ready for like a Mischief Maker style mini boss?
I need to actually, like, play Mischief Makers for more than 5 minutes. I own it. I have the cartridge sitting downstairs, like, next to my N64. And that reminds me, I still want to look into getting one of those modern N64 controllers that I linked on IRC the other day.
I don't even remember what it looked like. And when I think of off-brand Nintendo 64 controllers, I just think of all the shitty ones that I had to experience.
Well, this thing basically looks like a PS360 style controller, just, you know, with N64 buttons on it.
I also feel like if you're going to play an N64 game and you need the appropriate controls, you actually have to have like an N64 controller, because for some reason, like, I can't emulate anything and play it with a regular controller. It has to be with an N64 controller.
It had some peculiar quirks that are difficult to emulate.
Which is to say, basically everything. Any other console, the wah wah wah.
Nice.
Clip the edge. Every other controller has. Well, with how it's set up to use the Z button, you have to set it to something like one of the shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
And much like the Z button and on the GameCube controller, it just doesn't really work. The whole Z trigger thing was like way easier to do. And also, that's why we made like lock-on stuff a toggle nowadays. I don't need your charity game.
I think the game is begging to differ.
I'm gonna guess that, like, from a physics standpoint, that doesn't make any sense.
No. Of course it doesn't.
Is there something past there? It looks like there should be, but there's not.
What is that controller called now?
Is it a Hyperkin?
No.
Retrokin? Other kin? Some kind of kin? Tremere? Malkavian?
No.
Let's make this a fair fight.
Sure, I'll just switch your weakness right now. Sounds so bored.
He does sound awfully bored. Let's see.
I think it's actually the same guy that voices Duo.
Kinda sounds like it, yeah.
And Zero in X4.
Oh, there it is.
Nice shot.
It's the Brawler 64 gamepad by Retro Fighters.
Well, the word retro was involved somewhere. Yay!
Yay, you did a thing.
Rusarashi kind of said sword in the way, like, some people kind of slur it a little bit. Flame sword. Anyway, next time on Radical Bromance.
Yes.